Yeah, I needed a blue shirt for this review, and this is what I found. Seeing as how this is still the highest grossing movie of all time and a bona fide blockbuster. Yes, I know, that was a terrible joke. Let's get to the review. Well, seeing as how there's a sequel coming out next weekend that's 13 years in the making, let's look back at its predecessor, shall we? Avatar is James Cameron's passion project if I ever saw it. This is a world that he's been developing for a long time, ever since the release of Titanic, actually. And this world pretty much came to form 12 to 13 years after the release of Titanic itself. And man, did it pay dividends for this man. So the premise, as if you weren't fully aware and are living under a rock, we go to the lush alien world of Pandora, where live the Na'vi, beings who appear primitive, but they're highly evolved. But because the planet's environment is extremely poisonous, human/Na'vi hybrids called avatars must link to human minds to allow for free movement on Pandora. That's a pretty neat idea. Our hero in this is named Jake Sully, who's played by Sam Worthington. He's a paralyzed former Marine who becomes mobile again through one such avatar, and he is addicted to this world, absolutely enamored by it. So much so that he actually falls in love with a native Na'vi woman who's played by Zoe Saldana, and as a bond with her grows, he is drawn into a battle for the survival of her world. Now, my first experience watching Avatar was interesting, to say the least, because even on rewatching this, prepping for this review, my opinions really have not changed since then. I think it goes without saying that this is a beautiful, gorgeous looking film. Seeing this movie on the big screen really is more so an experience than anything. The blue colors pop all over the place, which I absolutely love. Blue is my favorite color, and I just love seeing it be the primary focal point of this world. And the fact that Jake Sully grows so in love with this world as he does, a lot of people are right there with him, and honestly, with the effects that we see here, I don't blame them one bit. And this is actually one experience where the 3D actually really helps immerse you in the world even more. There's just something about the visuals of this piece that are untouchable. They're still among the best that I've personally seen in any movie. And the fact that James Cameron is able to capture this atmosphere with such vivid brilliance, that is a token of approval to this man, who has made a lot of great films preceding this. And I give so much credit to this man for following his passion and believing so much in this story. Which brings me to the movie's story, which tends to be the most polarizing aspect of the movie. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much in the same boat, and my opinion has still not changed since I first saw this. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Movies may borrow from other projects from time to time. And yeah, sure, there's a lot of elements from big movies even coming out this year that harken back to old pioneers of the past. But that's just the thing. My criticism about movies having derivative plot elements, most of the time, more often than not, it's picking and choosing. It's very selective. But there's a point where a movie script and a movie story can become almost too derivative. Avatar is one of those. If you've ever seen Dances with Wolves before, which is an excellent movie, very long, but still definitely a groundbreaking cinematic achievement in its own right, Avatar is the same exact movie. It has the same exact messages. You have a similar premise with a white savior coming in to help the natives of the land, and the messages of having to preserve the land and everything like that, and then it turns into a big battle at the end, It's the same movie. It's the same characters. It's the same sort of characters. Maybe it's not beat for beat following the Dances with Wolves blueprint or anything like that. There might be some alterations, but at its core, this movie is communicating the same exact messages, only with an extremely high budget and incredible visual effects. And that's one thing that you can't exactly overlook about Avatar. But everything else just feels so damn epic. James Horner's musical score is just freaking fantastic. The editing of this movie is really crisp. The performances across the board can be very solid. Sam Worthington as our main hero is okay. Michelle Rodriguez is in here doing her thing, and she's a badass like she is in the Fast and Furious movies. Stephen Lang is great as this drill sergeant guy with a bunch of scars on him. He's a great character. But I think the true breakout star of this film was Zoe Saldana as Neytiri, our love interest here. she just feels like she is completely immersed into this. Like, it never really feels like I'm looking at a human character. It's like I'm looking at an alien actually talking to Sam Worthington in this. And the only other big project she would have done before Avatar was the Star Trek reboot that came out earlier in 2009. But Avatar, you can't really deny that this is what really launched Zoe Saldana into a whole other stratosphere. And this is more than likely what got her the role in Guardians of the Galaxy as a focal point of the Infinity Saga. And yeah, I said Gamora is a focal point of the Infinity Saga. Deal. So the best way that I can describe Avatar is full on just a visual experience. The characters aside from Zoe Saldana and Stephen Lang aren't gonna be your most compelling. Even Sigourney Weaver, who I've loved in a bunch of other movies, it just feels like their journeys have been completed by the ending, which is a very, very nice little ending with an exciting climax right on top of it. So the fact that we're actually getting an Avatar sequel is kind of flooring to me. I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit when I say that, but man oh man, I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it for sure and share my thoughts, but I just never in a million years thought that I needed an Avatar sequel. Or 4 Avatar sequels, for that matter. My goodness. So final verdict, even though the story is beat for beat exactly like some of these other native stories you've seen before, there is no denying that this is a groundbreaking turn for movies, and the way that movies can be presented to us as immersive as they can be. Now with that being said, do I think this is James Cameron's best movie? No. Personally, I think that distinction goes to either one of the Terminator movies, the first 2. Heck, I even think Aliens is better than this. But I feel like it all comes down to personal preference. If you love the big science fiction fantasy with a bunch of blue aliens running around, Avatar's probably going to be your cup of tea. Me personally, I love what James Cameron has done in action movies. Both Terminator films are masterpieces in my opinion. If you like horror, might as well enjoy Aliens as well. That is an excellent movie. And if you like romantic historical dramas, and I'm using the term historical very, very loosely here, but Titanic might be your ticket. So again, it's all going to come down to personal preference. If Avatar is your favorite of James Cameron's, I'm not going to sit here and judge too hard because, honestly, we're all entitled to our own opinions. But this is not one from his filmography that I gravitate towards like some of his others. I'm going to give Avatar an A-. Now it's time to look forward to The Way of Water, which has a running time of 3 hours and 12 goddamn minutes. That's right around the same amount of time as Titanic takes. Just some food for thought. Let me know what you guys thought of Avatar all down in the comment section below. And I would love to hear about your guys' first experience seeing Avatar. Did you see it in the theaters like normal? Did you see it in IMAX or 3D? Or both? If so, please tell me all about them down in the comments section, guys. I love discussing all new things in movies and entertainment, and getting to interact with you lovely people makes things all the more fun for me. Do consider becoming a subscriber as well. Hit that notification bell on your way out, because trust me, you are not going to want to miss another second of this action over here. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out as well. As always, it's a humongous favor to myself and the channel and continuing to grow this lovely community here. Next up on my channel, you can expect a lot more new releases. I will be talking about The Way of Water next weekend. I'm going to try and get out a review for Titanic to celebrate its 25th anniversary as well. I'm also going to have my next Spoiler City live stream this Saturday, December 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with a great panel of people and great content creators in their own rights. We're going to be discussing all the latest Marvel topics, all the latest Marvel films in spoiler form, and a couple other bonus topics thrown in there as well. So, lots to look forward to, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me as always and continuing to support this lovely channel. Guys, y'all are the best, and with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.